the Mac Main Morning Show. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. It's the Mac Main Morning Show. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home when you're in your car. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. No matter if you get far. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. You better tune in quick or you might just miss. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. The best show this side of the sea. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. 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 It's the Mac Man Morning Show.
And good, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful morning to everyone. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. And this is the Mac Man Morning Show. I'm James Mack, your host. Happy Tuesday, grand risings, and so forth and so on. I hope that you had a wonderful rest on last evening, and I'm sure that those of you that are just getting in from work, thank you for tuning in before you tune out. We want to thank everybody that is listening on WKRA on our radio stations, waves, and also I'd like to say good morning to our YouTube audience. I'd like to say good morning to all of you that are here on this wonderful day. We're here. We're at Tuesday. It feels like Wednesday. I don't know why, but we're here on this morning. I'd like to say good morning to each and every one of you. I'd like to say good morning to our wonderful panel. Our chief correspondent, I said what I said, and Brother Lee. As you know, Brother Lee is preparing. He'll be here. I said what I said is here. Good morning to you, ma'am. Good morning to you.
Good morning, James, and good morning to everybody in the chat and our listening audience. How's it going today?
All is well. All is well. It's so many things. Listen, let me tell you something. I briefly was looking at the news yesterday, and so many things are breaking. We're going to talk about. I want to talk about a little something today that I saw. People, this election is heating up, and you're saying, well, you're putting emphasis. I got several phone calls on yesterday asking us to emphasize and continue to do what we're doing as far as letting people know about voting. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, right after I do the forecast. Forgive me, y'all. Somebody said, James, you didn't do the forecast yesterday and tell us whether it's going to rain or snow or whatever. I said, nah, I didn't. I'm sorry. That was my fault in doing so. Listen, folks, we are in fall. I got up a little bit this morning and it was chill, very chilly outside. But we're getting ready for the fall blast that's coming. That's cool air that's coming for us for the rest of this week. They're saying everybody will be dropping into the 40s overnight. So you'll need. They talk about jackets. You're gonna need your coat, your sweater. It'll be long john weather before you know it. Like to say hello to all of our listeners in chilly Chicago. Like to say good morning to everybody over there, Brother Lee's area. All of you that are in the Midwest up there, y'all getting that blast of cold that's coming. But Tuesday night and Wednesday night will be the coldest of this stretch. where the lows will be in the uh, near 40 degrees, but it will be like in the 30s about everywhere else outside of the metropolitan Shelby County area. It's going to be a little bit cool. So get ready for the cooler air that's coming, and it's going to be here with us for a minute. And we might have a little warm up coming next week. So rain chances still looks very slim for the next couple of days. So it's going to be dry, and we're hoping and rooting. I don't know what the forecast is for election day. I have no idea around the country, but I'm going to look over. Right now, we're at Como. It's 51. It's 51 in Olive Branch and in South Haven, and it is 52 degrees at WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial in Holly Springs, Mississippi. Good morning to everyone that is listening to us. Good morning to our YouTube audience also. Listen, I wanted to bring up something that I got some statistics already about early or absentee voting in the state, within the state of Mississippi, that we're really concerned about. And already, the clerk in the county of DeSoto has already sent out 57,920 requests have been sent out for absentee ballots. Out of those so far, they've gotten 42,102. They have actually received. So people are voting. If you know that you're not going to be able to vote, folks, uh, please get up and go to your county courthouses and vote. Please vote. It is very important that you do. I'm asking you, please, ma'am, please, sir, to do so. I've gotten another, we're trying to get Diane Black. If you're in the audience, I know she's somewhere lingering. I'd like to say good morning to the bushes, all of y'all there too. Y'all shake the bushes and tell Diane we're looking for her. I know she'll be on in little bit. We'd like to say good morning to all of you that are here. Um, I wanted to bring out those statistics because they're pulling out all of the stops, folks. They're pulling out all the stops. They're blowing all of the whistles. But I just truly believe that we're going to, here in the state of Mississippi, that we're going to get a new congressperson by the way of Miss Diane Black. And I believe that the vice president will make triumph here. I believe that. I'm just believing that we got to show people that we're sick and tired of this mess. I know we need a vacation from Trumpism. Jesus, some just, you go somewhere, do something. And it's just disturbing to me how and what they're trying to do. Listen, we got some stories that we've been. Uh, I said what I said. That's been brought to my attention by our staff, by you and others. We're going to get into. We want to get into some of this morning. You're very familiar with most of this. I don't want to mess this intro up, but tell us about some of the things that we're going to be talking about, and I'll help you out on this end over here.
Okay, James. I have a nice story. It's not nice, but it's weird about a woman
Oh,
who unalived her mother and then cooked her.
oh Lord, say Jesus. Well, it's some people that's great. Well, I see it here. You want me to play your video first, or you want to
well,
you want
well,
to talk
you told me
about
to
it?
give you a compilation of what we're going to be talking
Yeah,
about
yeah,
today.
you do it. Yeah, help
Yeah.
yourself. Help yourself.
And I also want to do this one. I know you skipped over this one last week, but I really would like to do this side chick get arrested at the funeral.
Oh Lord, they at the funeral. Oh,
Yeah, she was at the funeral and she got arrested. Yeah.
oh my,
And,
oh my.
and then we have a man that was a cop that unalived. Well, he shot at two of his colleagues, and
His
then
own people.
they unalived
Wow.
him. Yeah.
Did they?
And so,
Oh
yeah,
man.
so I felt like those were the 3 stories that we could talk about, and if you wanna pull one more out, we have plenty of them to go
I ain't going there. Listen, they coming out on the bag with us. Which one would you like to start with first? You're listening to the Bagman Morning Show on WKRA. We're gonna talk about these issues that are going on. What is wrong with people? What is really happening? Where you want me to start at? I'll
Right.
help you out here.
Yeah, yeah. Start out with this woman that, cooked her mother up.
I got
I
you.
thought that's
Oh God
interesting.
help us. Here we go.
Right.
Here we go.
Last night, Fox 56 was the only Lexington station on the scene as police investigated a gruesome discovery, a dead body found at a home in Robertson County. Tonight, Jay Sobardo is at the Bourbon County Detention Center where the suspect is now behind bars.
Andrea, this arrest citation reveals the grisly details of a tragic incident yesterday that left a woman dead. And what police found at the scene is like something you would see out of a horror film. We want to warn you, the information you're about to hear is graphic. Around 12:30 yesterday, Kentucky State Police were called to Briarly Ridge Road in Robertson County, where a caller had found a dismembered body. When officers arrived, they found a body in the backyard with arms, legs, and head severed. The torso was also split and organs were missing. Next to it was a blood-soaked mattress containing more body parts. With a search warrant, police entered the house and found the suspect, Torlina May Fields. She was covered in blood and refused to come out. After using tear gas and a robot to communicate, police took Fields into custody. She's now held at the Bourbon County Regional Detention Center. Inside, police found more body parts cooking in a stainless steel pot in the oven. One of the men who called 911 said Fields had been casting spells and
Lord have
acting
mercy.
aggressively earlier that day. Fields faces several charges, including obstructing governmental operations, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. Now, the victim in this case has been identified, but authorities are still.
Now you couldn't hear a little bit of that. We want to thank our sister stations for their observation and for their giving us that stuff. What in the world is going on? You wait a minute, hold it a second. Maybe I see things correct. You mean to tell me that this lady had folks boiling in her? Come on now. Now some people hollering about the cats and carrying on. These some folks in them mountains and just look like a rural area, real rural area, like cow pasture or something like that. To them folks and the woman up in there eating a relative. Come on, I mean, well, cooked them. She ain't eat them. No, let me say this: she didn't eat nobody, but she was cooking people's in the pot. Tell me what in the world going on? I said, well, I said this your stuff. Oh,
I don't know. It goes back to my title, is Trump making everybody unhinged? So I have to blame everything on him. And so now I don't know. That's just a kind of a joke, but I think it's a mental illness going on with this lady. She that was her mom that she did that too. I don't know if they said that on the news. I could barely hear it, but that was actually her mother. She got angry with her and she unalived her and started cooking her. Now, I don't know if she just didn't have enough time to eat her or if she was planning on eating her and the police came in and got her or what, but she was boiling the parts. And sometimes people do that just to try to get away, to get rid of the evidence. So she was smart enough to do all of that. So I don't think mental illness is going to fly in the court of law if you went to that extreme and you can go through all these steps because you did have to, you know, how you cut a chicken up. So I guess you have to you have to do something
see
to put
that?
her in the pot. You can't just put her in the pot wholeheartedly like that. So you got to divvy it up so it can go in the pot. So you got enough sense to do all of that. I believe you have enough sense to stand in the court of law.
Wait a minute now, but wait, but Brother Lee is here with me. Thank you, Jesus, because I want to. I'm okay, all right. I want to ask you now, Brother Lee, that they found now that I don't know who set the lady off or how they found out that the woman was up there in the hills cooking the people in the pot and things like that. And as I said, was to our national lead today. what in the world is going on with these people, man? Is it really something in the water, or what's happening, brother, with these people and these strange occurrences? Of now they talking about the cats and things like that, and here these folks is slicing people up and putting them in the pot, man. What you think about that?
Well, I would say great day to everybody. I would say Jeffrey Dahmer did it. This is not a sign of the times. This is the sign of what people have been doing all the time. It's just social media. Just the media is more broad and is more detailed as far as situations like this. You get into it quicker because you can put it on the eye out there. You can put it out there for your eye to see a lot faster. Whether you would have to wait 20, 30 years ago, you'd have to wait for the 6 o'clock news. You have to wait for them to get the story together. That may take days, if not longer. So now, yeah, is he crazy? I mental health. I don't know. We can't blame everything on a mental health thing. It's either sometimes you're just evil, and we blame evil things on mental health, but we blame good things on the fact that you're a good person. You got good in you as well as bad. You got evil in you as well as good. And the thing is, this woman, her situation or whatever her motives were, and people ask, why did she do it? You don't, it goes beyond the why, that she had a reason. There's no I don't think I know there's no legitimate reason to dismember someone and go about putting them in pots and all of that. It's a sensational story, no question about it. It's something people want to hear about, something people want to know the details. They say I'm engrossed by it, but you want to see it. It's like you want to look over and see a
Wow.
huge accident, and everybody say, well, the people over there in the accident, they all dismembered. They lay people, they're appalled, but they want to see. They don't like it, but they want to look. So it's one of those stories where people say, I'm appalled by it, make me want to throw up, but you still want to see it. So that's what I have to say.
Good morning, Lee. I wanted to tell you that hadn't spoke to you when I
Good,
start speaking.
great day, my sister.
But
Great day.
you're absolutely right, because I definitely want to know why she did this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Man,
mean,
she's cooking in the pot.
yeah, you could put the why in it and still come up with a no reason, no legitimate reason to do that. And people can say, yeah, I want to hear about it. I want to see why she did it. Well, her reason won't match her motives. Her reason won't
Mm,
match her action. You whatever reason she has, it's not gonna be justified to put somebody in a pot.
mm.
And that's the thing. It goes
Well, that's
beyond justification.
Yeah, there's no
okay.
justification
Well,
for something like
no. No. Well, now you said something about this Detroit police officer that he was shooting at some of his own people. We're going to look at this one here, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
In Detroit tonight, an off-duty police officer is dead. In Detroit
Come on.
tonight, an off-duty police officer is dead and two other officers are injured after a shootout between the officers.
According to our Detroit affiliate, it was about 2:30 this afternoon when police got a call about a suicide in progress. The responding officers identified the shooter as a member of their special response team. Police Chief James White said the two on-duty officers took cover behind a car after identifying a high-powered rifle.
Shortly after, the off-duty special response team member opened fire, they say, hitting the two officers. And those two officers then returned fire, shooting and killing the off-duty cop. White says the officer was asking for suicide by cop.
He is asking for suicide by cop. He is struggling with a mental crisis. Tragically, we are not immune to mental crisis. We're just like everyone else. Our officers deal with this every single day. Very tragic situation. I will not be releasing a lot of detailed information at this time out of respect for the family and the members of our department until everyone is notified.
Both of the injured officers received non-life-threatening injuries.
Wow. Mental health is real, folks. Not just what we see every day, but even with the people that serve and supposed to serve and protect us. And I mean, this was a true crisis that, wow, could happen anywhere. I mean, and it's not just doom and gloom, folks. It's just amazing how the stress and the strain and the things that are going on with these departments. And even when now, I mean, it's bad enough you got to go to calls at them shooting at the actual officers, but when both of the officers, one is in crisis and you sitting there, I mean, wow, what else do you have on this story? Say what I said. What did you get out of this?
Well, do you want to talk about it on the other side of the break, James?
I don't know if we want to take a break on this one. Yeah, we bet. Listen, you listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the MacMan Morning Show. I am James Mack, your host, and we're here with I Said What I Said, our chief correspondent and our chief contributor, Brother Lee. We're going to just do a little, make some announcements here, and we'll be back on the other side, and we're going to find out what in the world is happening with our police officers.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know, get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going back. If you're not going back, vote Diane Black. Again, if you're not going back, vote Diane Black for U.S. Representative, 1st Congressional District of Mississippi. November 5th, 2024. Vote Diane Black.
Paid for by friends of Diane Black.
Left, right, left, left, right, left. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. This is a call to all Americans. On November 5th, 2024, you have a chance to be heard. Make your voice known. Vote. It's your turn.
And we're back on the Macman Morning Show. We like to say good morning. Good morning to everyone that's here. We like to let you know that early or absentee voting has started. And as we stated already, 57,000, almost 58,000 absentee requests have been sent out in the area that I know of, and 42 of those 50, almost 58,000 have already been returned. So it's working, folks. You can work. We need to activate and we need to get up and right now vote. The campaign is still going, but you should be able by now that we made our choice. Let's send a signal to those that want to destroy democracy. Let's send a signal to those that want to destroy the liberties that we have. We got much work to do, but we got to do it under a leader that is capable of doing so. And as I said, and I stated before, I, the MacMan of the MacMan Morning Show, endorse Vice President Kamala Harris, and I endorse Miss Diane Black for the United States Congress for District 1 of the great state of Mississippi. Let me tell you why history is going to be made on that night. There hasn't been anything said. People have been quiet, even on both ends. There has not been any good effort to help or to assist. You still can assist Diane. Go to Diane Black. And you can search and you can get her information. I'm going to get it, and if I'm here, if anyone if I said what I said, or anyone that's close to their terminals can get me some information on her. I'm so sorry that I did not have it, but this is not the last that you've heard of me say, or the first time that you've heard of me saying that we need to assist and make history here. The president needs a Congress, folks. She needs a Congress to enact the things that she's proposing to do. Let's send a message to the world and let them know that Mississippi is awake, and we're awake enough to know that it's time for leadership to change on the federal level here. And if we start here, it will trickle down. For those Democrats that have not supported and gotten out and done what you're supposed to do for Ms. Black, the Democratic nominee, you ought to be able to do it. I mean, it's a shame that as many representatives and as many elected officials that are in this state should be galvanizing themselves to help her get the vote out. We know what the options are. The person she's running against is definitely with the other side, and he doesn't mind letting you know. We don't want that. I don't want that for the future of this great state or this region. So we're asking you to get out and vote. We're going to have this Friday. We got a real special treat for all of you on Friday. Yes, we have confirmation, and we have also made all the arrangements that we need to make to bring the Honorable Kiana Belcher, trustee of the village of Dalton, will be our special guest on Friday. We're also just trying to prepare to make everything and all is well. We have been in communications, and she will be our very special guest on Friday. So we want you to tune in on Friday. You're going to hear a lot more from it. Now, I said what I said. I was talking about this situation with Detroit police, and with the manic breakdown of what happened with the officer and the situation that he was going through, and you had a comment that you'd like to say on that particular issue.
Well, James, I was just going to say it's a brand new story that just happened yesterday. And so they really don't have much information, but I noticed that the chief of police said that it was related to mental health. And it's just a stark reminder of the stress that, the men in blue have to go through. And, it was two of his colleagues that he, was shooting at. And so they had to shoot back at him, and they definitely had to unalive him. So I think it's a tragedy and a sad situation, but it just it's a reminder of the stress that they go through, and why so many times that stress spills over into the public, because they don't have a problem with unaliving the citizens that they serve. So I really truly feel like this was really a huge miss on the police department side, because I know they could have saw signs, and I have my best friend is one a police officer, and she used to say that they had to take mental health training all the time, and they had to do physical training. They had to go to the gym and just do other things to distress. And so I'm just wondering, if this guy was participating in all of the services that was available to him on the job, because a lot of times, you do have to de-stress when you have a stressful job. And so I just think it's a tragedy that they had to take him out like that. I'm sure the morale is really down in the police force in that area.
Wow. And we're going to be looking at that. And to all of you that do work in law enforcement and are first responders, you always know that here at the Magman Morning Show, I am a first responder. I'm a firefighter, and I'm just the things that you do see and the things that occur. We'd like to welcome Shan. Shan is from that area of where that story came from, and she says that DPD actually has a stringent hiring process, but after they are on the job, they are not tracked mentally, and maybe that's a problem that needs to be addressed with uh, police training facilities or train whomever's in charge of training, that these stresses are on them like this. And we'll be praying for that family and for all of our law enforcement and people that do go through. Let's see, we got something else. There was something else that you had here. I don't know where this came from, but we're going to be looking at this. It's about unalive chickens, guns, and pharmaceuticals. I don't know. Let's see what's happening.
Multiple people were arrested during a cockfighting. Multiple people were arrested during a cockfighting ring bus earlier this morning. The bus happened off of Lawrence Road in Granville County. WRAL's Carly Haynes talked with the sheriff about the large effort to crack down on the illegal activity.
This deputy has been blocking this road for hours, and you can't see the fighting operation from a public street, but neighbors tell us they're feeling uneasy that it happened so close by, yet they had no idea. Feathers lie in the dirt left behind by a cockfighting ring in Granville County.
People said that there may be sketchy things going on there, so you never know out here of what it could be.
Neighbors saw law enforcement fly in early Saturday, busting the ring that drew people from several states after going undercover.
Went onto the property. That's when everybody kind of realized what was going on. We started chasing individuals. They started running abandonment vehicles, abandoning property, leaving all the birds there.
A deputy showed us where it was. We drove this stretch off Lawrence Road, then walked a dirt path to the arena tucked deep in the woods. The sheriff's office says more than 60 people participated.
We've never, since I've been in office, even prior to that, have seen anything to this magnitude. To see razor blades taped to the birds' legs and to have them fighting each other, it was really inhumane.
Dead roosters thrown into buckets, surrounded by alcohol. So far, deputies have arrested more than 25 people and seized drugs, guns, and about 50 cars.
It's a little surreal. It's like, that's crazy that it was that close. You wouldn't expect, usually you see stuff on the news, you don't expect it to be that close to you.
The Granville County Sheriff's Office has just put up drones, and they're going to be doing heat mapping throughout the night to arrest anyone who may still be in the woods. Carly Haynes, WRAL News, Granville County.
Now they fighting the chickens and carrying on. I didn't know that they still had cockfighting. Would they still be gambling or something like this? I mean, they flew down in there. They knew that place was over there now. All them chickens hollering, cackling and carrying on. I know that somebody would have heard something going on over there. Wasn't no in the woods too. The arena was in the woods, like they was deep, deep back there, so nobody could see them. I said, "What is? I don't know where the world. I don't know. Is it still cockfighting going on? I don't know, y'all."
Well, James, I have no idea because that's not something that I'm into. I've never been to a cockfight,
I
even
just,
though I'm in the country. So it's not my forte.
not
But
saying,
I'm
yeah.
like you. I didn't know that they were still doing those type of things. I thought everybody had something else to do at this point because that was something that they did, back in the day when they didn't have any entertainment. So I'm pretty sure. Um, I wonder if they're going to give them the same treatment that they gave to Michael Vick. You remember when he was fighting those dogs?
When you was fighting the dogs, I
No,
don't know. That's interesting. I
Michael
mean,
Vick.
yeah, Michael Vick. Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, they got him for dog fighting and
Mhm.
all kinds of other things that they said that was going on, and they threw the book at him, literally almost wiped him out from his career. So I'm just saying, I'm looking at the criminal justice system, and it just seemed like, and the brother went up in there and got him and said, "Hey, y'all up in here. Somebody didn't get paid. Something happened because it looks like it's been there for a while. So I'm not saying police are crooked or anything like that, or anybody is dogging anybody, but I'm just simply saying it's just mysterious to me. All of a sudden, you done found out that somebody tipped it off, somebody lost or something happened. But they got razor blades on the legs, brother Lee. I don't know. Have you ever heard of the cockfighting and stuff like? I mean, I've seen this on television, but it's still going on. What do you think about that, brother Lee?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. You might not like it what I'm about to say, but you eat chicken. You say you like chicken in the morning.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
know,
sir. Yes,
you
sir.
say
I walk right
you
into
say
that one.
yeah, you say you like chicken all the time. They got fried chicken places everywhere, roasted chicken places everywhere. Now we saying that this is news. You eating chicken. You causing them to slaughter chickens every single day by the millions. So now people are appalled because the chickens are allowed to fight. They fight. They're not even
Yeah.
allowed to fight when they're at the farm. They're not even given a chance. If you a chicken and you fighting and you win that fight, you get to live another day. But if you on that farm and it's your time to go, they don't let you get a choice. You don't get a chance. You just go to the slaughterhouse. So who's more at fault here? Who should be arrested? The farmers for slaughtering the chickens without a chance, or the people having that gambling where the chicken have a decent shot at a life?
Well, I think that's what it is. It's the gambling part probably got. I don't think because I mean, I guess it's the way they
People
gambling. They
gamble
put
all the
them.
time. People gambling all the time. They doing it because people don't want to see the chickens, fighting. But they want to eat chicken. They're gonna eat chicken tonight. They're gonna eat chicken
Yeah,
tomorrow. They're gonna have
yeah,
chicken nuggets. But they saying that they got a heart about the chickens. They feel nothing for a chicken because they eat chicken sandwiches at McDonald's.
Well, I
Lord
have a
have mercy.
question.
Come
I
on
have
with
a
it.
question. So
Hmm.
Lee said that the chickens get to live if he win to see another day. So is he just saying another day so that they can take him to the slaughterhouse or what?
Well, chickens have a decent chance and when they fighting, but chickens ain't don't have no chance when they at the farmer at the slaughterhouse. At least they're giving
No.
the chicken a chance, and. So the chicken got an opportunity to live another day, and if he keep winning,
Oh,
the kid chicken might be put out to pasture so he can breed. So
another
that's
day, another
that's
day, so James could get to him.
yes
Yeah,
indeed.
well,
So
he
so
good as God if he comes my way, but
so I'm just
but
saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
well, it's a toss up, see, because like I said before, I agree with you, brother Lee. Because people are they, I love all of the creatures, believe me, but I'm not into putting them above human beings. Like, not that I would hurt any of them or anything like that, though. But Lee, you make a good point, because there'd be some stew in hen, because you can't really. What do they call them? Capons? What's a capon? Anybody knows what that in the chat? What a capon is? Um, Hen, is it a hen? I know folks make
If I'm
hen and
not
dressing and things. It
mistaken,
ain't
I
no
think
frat. Help me out, Lee. Yeah.
I'm not.
But
I'm not 100% sure. I know that. I think. I think a chicken, a capon, is a male chicken. I'm not sure.
okay.
I'm not sure
Okay.
about that. Somebody's gonna jump in real quick and
I
correct me
said
on
what I
that.
said. You know what a capon is. What's a capon? Don't act like you ain't from the country or nothing. Now, come on. Wait, what? You know what? What's a capon? I don't know what. That's what it is. Is she gone? You
Well,
gone? She
it's
gone? She.
no, no, I'm here. It's a male chicken that's castrated at a very young
Oh
age, and
Lord.
then
Jesus.
yeah. Well, you asked me, so I'm telling you. So that's what a capon is. It's just a male chicken that's castrated, and when they're young, they feed them a rich diet of milk or porridge. So that's what a capon
Chicken
is. So
ain't a chicken. Just an unlucky bird. He can't fly and get away, because
well,
we get him. He's fried, dyed, laid to the side, and roasted, and
But
everything else. And God help him, help the chicken. But they arrested him. The man went in there. I guess he broke up the gambling ring and everything, and told him, the roosters, to put them out to pasture. Listen, you're
well,
listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is Interesting Tuesday, and we're here each and every weekday morning at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. Each and every weekday morning, we're here, and we're just excited about what's going on. We've been bringing you wonderful content, wonderful broadcasts for ever and ever, and we continue to do and strive for excellence. Good morning to our wonderful panel, and also to our chat members, and also those of you that are listening on WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. We just glad to be here. We got a little more. We got to make sure. Repeat. I said what I said. I heard something. If you can, you repeat that command that you gave me. Forgive me, folks. You was reminding me of something to
well,
do.
I was just saying, remind them
Please.
that I have Diane Black's information if they want to donate to
Okay.
her campaign. Scrolling
Okay.
across the
Write
board.
down. Write down on the bottom. Exactly. Thank you very much. Write down on the bottom. If you want to help Diane Black, here's her Cash App. There's other information. We're going to be scrolling this. Of course, until we can't scroll it no more. That means it's going to be on further shows and everything. Now, as we continue into our broadcast, and we got an interesting topic that's coming up from I said our chief correspondent is going to be talking about. Is this the reason why the people messing with the chickens and messing with the police turning on each other, and folks turning on one another, and people crazy and carrying guns to the rallies and doing something? Is he the reason why people are going berserk? I got my own reasoning. I say no, but then again, who am I? We're going to be talking about that. We got another story down here. I said what I said. You got to make me familiarize if I'm looking at the right thing. What was
Well,
that next entry that
well,
you had?
well, Alice got a question.
Okay, come on with it.
Alice says she want to know what they doing with them once they were no longer living. She want to know what they doing with the chicken. Her and Shane want to
That's a
know
good idea.
what they doing with the
What you th-
chickens.
what they do with them, brother Lee, after they get through wringing their necks and stuff? I don't know. You got to ask Lee. What you think?
well,
What they
well,
do with
like
them?
they were saying in the report, they were putting them in bleach or some solution to kill them. So actually they don't eat them. They kill them. That's probably some pretty tough meat. So
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, that's probably what they're doing with them. If they're
Yeah.
worried about a chicken, they need to pray over the chickens at Walmart. Yeah,
Right. Well, don't they be roosters though that they be fighting? Lee, don't it normally
yeah,
be like
yeah.
a
They're
rooster?
they're
It's
they're
the male.
roosters. Yeah, they fight. They're the roosters, the male chickens. They do all the fighting. A hen, they probably try to, mate with it. So they're gonna fight the hens. They're gonna fight the roosters.
Oh,
But if y'all want to contribute to the chickens' lives, you need to go to Walmart and pray over the chickens.
and pray.
You know, yeah.
who,
So I just
who,
thought I'd
Jesus?
share it.
Okay, well, listen, we got, I don't know. Well, I tell you this, there was a lot of feathers and everything like that. So something, I don't know. It's interesting to see what goes on around the country. Where is it? There's something else I said, what I said you had here that I wanted to
Well,
bring out before we go into our national story. Let me look at this here.
well,
Help me out here.
we have a man that was allegedly threatened FEMA. And
Oh, okay.
you definitely can blame this on the orange man. You may not can blame these
Well,
other stories on him, but I blame him for this story.
I think we're going to find out what happened. Y'all stand by. We're going to listen to this audio and video right quick.
This morning, a North Carolina man is out on bail after allegedly threatening federal workers trying to help the region recover from Hurricane Helene. Officials say 44-year-old William Parsons threatened to harm FEMA employees while armed with a rifle and a handgun. FEMA has said it has made some operational adjustments following the threat.
The worst part of it is that the disaster survivors are really being hurt by this.
The arrest comes after weeks of misinformation about FEMA's response to recent hurricanes, but in nearby Asheville, signs of hope. Water services returning to parts of the city 17 days after the hurricane knocked out essential services. Nearly 100 people were killed in North Carolina by Helene, and overnight in Florida, the death toll rising after Hurricane Milton. Officials there say at least 23 people have died following last week's storm. Communities still reeling from power outages, long gas lines, and lingering flooding.
This is what the Silver Oaks neighborhood in Zephyr Hills, Florida looks like. It is under waist-deep water. Residents here tell me that about 50 homes have been impacted, and this water hasn't receded at all.
In Florida, as of last night, about 200,000 customers were still out of power 5 days after Milton's landfall. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
And we want to thank our generous brothers and sisters over at ABC for that report. Also, this is really concerning to me because I was listening to the coverage of the hurricane, and I found out that there were some threats that were made to these people down there because they feel that immigrants were getting the money or anything that the disaster was receiving, that the federal government was kind of shifting it or something. Well, I said what I said. What in the world? And these people are these the people that are aligned with that gentleman that we talk about often?
I think so, James. I don't say I'm not gonna say that, they right there with him with his campaign or what have you, but I feel like the things that he talk about, the disparaging remarks that he make about immigrants, and just his rally speeches alone, they're all unhinged. They're all about violence, and they're all about blaming others for everybody else's downfalls, which is also totally untrue. Your life is what you make of it. Nobody can take anything from you or make you do anything, or nobody can take anything from you that you don't want them to take. If you want to better yourself, we are in America. With all of our problems, we still can climb, as high as we can, as high as we reach for. We might can't be CEOs of companies, but we do have tools and skills that we need to achieve in America at this point. And so with him going around blaming immigrants for everything, I think, people feel, yeah, they are taking my job, and yeah, FEMA is not doing their job. And, he's just been lying about FEMA, saying that they're not really helping people when in actuality, it's just projection of him. When he was in office, he didn't want to help the people in California with the wildfires until his staff informed him that they were his voters once he found out that they were his constituents, then he decided to help them. And so when you're the president of the whole United States. It's not a red or blue America, as Obama said. It's the United States of America. And anytime we have any type of natural disasters, that's what FEMA is for. So I feel like he revved this man up to go and threaten those workers, and all them people trying to do is assist, the people that's in North Carolina that's had this tragedy. And they actually had to shut it down for a couple of days because of this. So yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like he's the blame of it, in my opinion, and allegedly.
Okay. You're listening to WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. This is the Magman Morning Show. We're here just discussing some various situations around our country, things that are going on that may lead us to think. And this is going to be a general discussion that we're going to be having on a broader scale about whether or not the Orange Man is the reason why people are going out of their minds. I don't know. I hope they don't start. It doesn't spread or anything, but we'll talk about that and more on the other side. You're listening to the MacMan Morning Show. Good morning to everybody.
First thing first, back in middle school when they taught us, it was 3 branches of the government. We forgot it when we got older. It's the judicial, the legislative, and executive. But all we know is the executive. That's the mayor or the governor and the president. Now none of them 3 people make no laws. They just be checking them. The laws come to their desk and all they do is say no or yes to it. So when the news station tried to tell us that Barack Obama couldn't put us on, we was all salty at Obama when it was the Congress members all along. We gotta focus on the legislative branch. Yeah, they the ones that make the laws. Yeah, they the ones write how much food stamp money you get on the card. But when people that wanted to help us wanted the job, I know they probably lost. Cause we ain't even know their name, we ain't know their face, we ain't know it all. So the Congress or the State House, that's legislative, they make laws. So what we want from the president is what they do. Okay, y'all? See, they election every 2 years, but we don't ever even go to those. The Congress, they can raise minimum wage, but we ain't even really know it though. So you know how back in 08, when we all voted for Obama, we was all supposed to go back in 2010 and vote for the Congress. Cause they the ones make child support laws. They the ones choose if your kids at school get to eat steak or corn dogs. The State House make the court costs. So if the country failed, then you can't say it's them, it's your fault. Cause y'all ain't know to vote for Congress members that was for y'all. And they don't gotta leave after 4 years and we just let them sit. See, they don't wanna tell you this, they want you to focus on the president.
America, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back.
I don't know about you, but I'm not going back. If you're not going back, vote Diane Black. Again, if you're not going back, vote Diane Black for U.S. Representative, 1st Congressional District of Mississippi.
November 5th, 2024. Vote Diane Black.
Paid for by friends of Diane Black.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Left, right, left, vote, left, right, left. Vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote. Your mama, your daddy, they vote. Your sister, your brother, they vote. Your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, they need to get out and vote.
This is a call to all Americans. On November 5th, 2024, you have a chance to be heard. Make your voice known. Vote. It's your turn.
And we're back, and this is 92.7 on your FM dial. WKRA 92.7 again on your FM dial. We're just so happy to be a part of that great big communication family. Like to say good morning to our president and our CEO. We'd like to say good morning to you, Miss Autry, and everyone that's at WKRA, and for all of you that are with us listening uh, far and wide. Of course, thank you to our YouTube audience for being so wonderful to us and meeting us here each and every day as we discuss the various things that go on around our country, whether it's politics or whether it's celebrity news, whether it's even, no matter what it is, we want to let you know, inspire you with inspiration and information here on the Magman Morning Show. Good morning again. I'd like to remind everyone on Friday, our very, very special guest that will be appearing on our show, and we're glad to have her, the Honorable Kiana Blanchard, who is a trustee for the village of Dalton, Illinois. And most of you know that Dalton have a lot of things going on. We're not just going to be premiering them for the melee and the things that are going on, but we're going to be there just to find out really how and what's going on in one of those municipalities and that great township there. There's a lot of things that are going on there, and it interests the people and it interests me because, like I said, we're equal opportunity explorers. We will look into all things that go on in our community, no matter what your party affiliation is, or if it's affecting the community and we get wind of it, trust me, and after investigation and finding out the facts, we will bring them forth because we believe that the people need to be informed. And that's why I say it's so important for us to vote. We need to vote so that we can keep our liberties, vote so that we can keep our rights, just vote so that we can kind of like hopefully go to sleep a little bit better at night and not worry about the disarrayment that we see. So we're going to be talking about in the coming days, every day, emphasizing, please, it is so important to cast your votes. Diane Black, we like to say good morning to you, ma'am. The next Congresswoman from the 1st Congressional District, we like to say hello to you. We know that you're busy, but we know that you're in the bushes. So we'd like to say hello to you and to everyone. I'm here with I Said What I Said, our chief correspondent, and Brother Lee, our chief contributor, as we just delve into a little few things on asking this question. Out of everything that's going on, out of all the things that are happening around about us, is what's going on in our political arena or things that are going on around in our country the fault of this person that wants to be president that I feel should not be? That's my opinion only. I say it like that. Do you think that these wild things that are going on and all of the melee and the foolishness, I'm not trying to blame one person, but I just want to see where we can find some answers. Those of you that are in the chat, please send your comments up so that we can know as we coming along on this broadcast. Go ahead. I said what I said. What do you think? Do you think that it's his fault? What do you think? I mean, you
Well,
said it. I want to know.
well, let me make a one little correction about
Please correct me.
Kiana. Yeah, you called her Blanchard. Her name is Kiana Belcher.
Belcher.
And, she's one
That's
of the
right.
board. She's one of the board of
Lord.
trustees for the village of
Miss
Dalton.
Belcher.
Yeah,
Miss Belcher, please
Miss
don't
Belcher,
don't
yes.
hold it against me. I know she might be listening. Hello to everyone in Illinois and everyone that listens to us. We got a great following in the Midwest and in the South. So we'd like to say good morning to all of you that are in the North. Forgive me, Miss Belcher.
That's okay. And also let me just shout out Diane Black's PayPal for the people that's not on YouTube and just for the people that's listening on the radio FM dial. So if you want to donate to Diane Black, her PayPal is DianeBlackCongress@gmail.com. And her Cash App is $ Diane Black Congress. Or you can donate to Act Blue for Miss Black. So I just wanted to make those two corrections for you. Well, one correction and one announcement. But
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. But yes, I wholeheartedly blame Mr. Orange Man for all of this disarray that we have going on in America. Because if he wasn't out there spewing what he's, if he wasn't out there uh, raking what I call raking the coals and shaking everybody's leaf and just really kind of getting people riled up. I really feel like he's doing that purposely. And some people are they hear those dog whistles that he's whistling out, and he's not saying do it directly, but the words that he say give people the impression that he want them to do something indirectly, especially when he say, you're not going to have a country anymore. You got to go fight, fight, fight. Well, some people, the way that they interpret things, some people are literal and some people just brush it off. And some people want to take action on the words that he say, especially, you know, um, if they're a little unstable or, especially if they have mental issues. And I don't even feel like everybody that's, jump into his defense have a mental issue. I feel like he's making people mad. It's a lot of people that's mad and they're angry and they're just waiting to do something because he's encouraging everybody to do something. And what he's encouraging is not a good thing. He's encouraging everybody to go against each other. He's encouraging people to, hate each other and really to retaliate on each other. And like I said a couple weeks ago, in my opinion, and allegedly,
Mhm.
it's domestic. It's domestic to me. You know.
Well, I wanted to ask you the question that, and we said something. I think we were in the discussion, Brother Lee, and you were saying that people got their own minds and they got their own ways, and ain't nobody fault that people doing what they doing. It's somewhere along the line you said that. I want to know your feelings on this. Are we misdirected by thinking that this man has that kind of power over a number of people or something, or he got some kind of special magic or something? What is it about this person? Or is he the fault of what's going on, Brother Lee?
Well, I'd say this, and it's out there that Donald Trump is telling Caucasian people, and he's only speaking to the Caucasian and the ignorant Hispanics and brothers out there. I mean, black folks that want to assimilate. The minorities that want to assimilate, it's few, but they make a lot of noise. The empty wagon makes the most noise. And here's the thing: Donald Trump is speaking to those people, the privileged people. He's telling them that that privilege that you have, that you shouldn't have, will be taken away. It will be spread out. We'll make everybody privileged, and then if you make everyone privileged, then they're not privileged. If everyone is rich, that means no one's called rich anymore. See, and that's the thing we got to understand. If if everybody was poor, there would be no such word as poor or rich. See, the thing is that there's a reason for poor because that's a minority. There's a reason for middle class, that's another minority. There's a reason for wealthy, that's another minority. And no one wants to be in that bottom run of the minority, which is called poor, because you got what the next person has. Or middle class could be considered poor. You got what the next person has. Or rich or wealthy people could be, if everybody was wealthy, then you got what they have, and then it wouldn't be called wealthy anymore. So Donald say, if you want to be special at the top of the ladder, follow me. That's what I have to say.
Well, I said what I said. I just, I mean, there has been an increase in racial tensions, um, and that's just putting it mildly. There have been some cases where that I was sent. Someone sent me some information about lynchings that are still going on and the hate that's being spewed out and the lies on top of it, especially these people that are trying to recover from these natural disasters and all the misinformation. This man lied and said that the people aren't helping them and they giving the immigrants the money, and then he's on top of other folks talking about he's going to send the people back from Springfield, Ohio, sent them all back just because he wanted to send them back and got them all riled up with these dog whistles. I mean, is there something to? I'm trying to find out and figure out what in the world is it. Is he the contributor? You said yes, but there's got to be something deeper in this. What is it that these people? I mean, these are some real. You think these some reasonable people that are with him, but I don't understand it myself. Maybe you can help me out with it. I said what I said. Are we on the wrong track or what? What is it?
No, we're on the right track. And it was already in these people, like Lee said a couple weeks ago. Um, you know, a lot of people are already have this in their mindset, but they just wasn't acting upon it until he came into office. So let's keep it real. We've always had racist people in America. We've always had people that don't want others, you know, in America because they want to be number one. And like I said a while back, um, their population they're not the main population anymore. So they feel like the rights are being taken away because you have a few people of color that's in power now. And it's like they're not used to it yet, you know, because just, you know, 40, 50 years ago, or what was it, 60 years ago, we were still drinking out of separate water fountains. So social justice is very slow. Justice is very slow. And apparently getting along harmoniously with each other and living harmoniously with each other is very slow. We were doing a pretty good job of it before he came into office. But what he did was he just came and put gasoline back on the fire and reignited it. It never died down, but it was kept down. And
Yeah.
we had a lot of rules and regulations in place, to where, you know, we have a lot of federal laws to where they made us get along with each other. And for example, you know, even with kids, they tried to start with the children and make the kids integrate, because you know we used to have separate but equal everything. And when the integration laws came into play in the late 60s, early 70s, that's when they started trying to make the communities integrate. And so from the 70s all the way up to today, Americans have been trying to get along with each other. And so to me, he just came in and just, like I said, put some fuel on the fire that a lot of people
Mhm.
still had in their heart burning, because they didn't want to get along with everybody anyway. So yeah, he's the blame for all of it, in my opinion.
I
I mean,
would say
indirectly.
I would say I don't want to interrupt you,
Go ahead.
but I would say it's not that they're going to lose their rights, Caucasian people. They just don't want you to have what they have. See, we don't understand what Donald Trump is saying. He's saying that you won't lose any rights. You just won't be the only one with those rights. Now, here's the thing: the laws that are in place are not enforced for them. You know, it's not enforced. When they go get stopped by the police, they won't be thrown out their car. They won't be questioned about anything. They'll be told to go on their way. They don't want you to have that same privilege as the rights. You know, they won't have you. They want to be included when it's the bank loans that they're getting and those loans that they're getting. They don't want you to have that. Now there's a law in place, but it's not enforced that you should be able to get the same loans, the same access to those that money as in credit as they got. They saying that they don't want you to have it. They don't say it would be taken away from them to give to you because it's enough. Because the laws are for everyone, but here's the thing: the laws are not enforced for everyone. So that's
Right.
what they're saying, is that they don't want you to have experience what they're experiencing because they don't believe it. They want to be superior to you. So they don't want you to walk around feeling like they've been feeling since they got here. See, they felt superior since they got off the boat. And they don't want you to feel that way because they don't want you to have that pride about yourself that way they do. They walk around, they don't think about rights because they have the rights. They don't go around thinking about whether they will be stopped in a grocery store or clothing store. They don't. They know that they have the right. People with privilege don't think about the privilege. because they haven't. People without
That's right.
privilege,
That's
that's
right.
all they think about. Listen, we think about, and I'm gonna say this, we think about why Caucasian people more than Caucasian people think about us. They don't think about us. We think about them all the time. We spend so much time thinking about them. If you ask a Caucasian person, they tell you they didn't think about you at all today. But every time your rights are taken away or your rights are questioned, we think about them. That's all I have to say.
I was sitting there listening to you, and you ring out something that's true. We never been treated as equals, I feel. And yeah, I could truly blame that the gentleman, but then I'm not going to do that. I think that it's a deeper. These people had this plan. They just put another label on 2020, made it 2025, Project 2025. They just took another page and they just made another. And the circumstances that lead us to where we are, which is what I would like to ask if I had the great opportunity, which I'm hoping and praying that I do have, to ask if I could ask the vice president. I say, ma'am, out of all of the votes that we've given, and out of all the doors that we knocked on, and out of all the situations that we helped with our vote and with our participation to get civil rights and to get equal rights to vote and all these other things, making it better. A lot of people don't know that the civil rights movement made it better for even them, the rights for them, for women, for Caucasian women, for different, for everybody. When we got the right, they got those rights. When we had fair housing and fair lending, the act that was given by the Johnson administration way back in the '60s, that gave us the right to have fair housing and to be treated fair. But as Brother Lee was saying, the laws are not enforced. These things are not enforced. And I'd ask her, not to put her on the spot or anything, but any of these leaders that have been there, the problems, the situations. We always trying to make a way for this person and these people, and never doing anything. And I'm not saying that this is uh, that America is not the standard bearer. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. Trust me. But I think that the problems can be solved because we're looking at them every day. We're looking at the poverty. It makes no sense that in the Delta of Mississippi, you still got people living below, not at the poverty line, but below. It's a shame to be below but you just below negative, just below.
Listen, my
Ain't
brother,
no class for us. I'm listening. Go ahead, Lee.
I would say this real quick. You know what?
Yeah.
Like you say, this is the greatest country in the world, right?
Well, so far.
I'm saying this is not the great. There are quite a few countries that have better rights than we do, better schools than we do, better doctors than we do, better government than we do. We're not number one anymore, and none of those things. If you can check, listen, I want you to
Come
look
on.
up those facts. I want you to check those facts because we are not the greatest country in the world. We have the biggest army, the biggest armed forces, excuse me, but we don't have the best country with the best way of life in this world. We don't. There's several countries that have a better education, better government, better schools and health and better housing than we do. We gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. We're not that country anymore.
Exactly.
We
All we have
was.
is the military.
Yeah, we got the biggest military. That's it. We got the fattest military. That's what we gotta say. It's so fat. It's like a fat hog just sitting there, just gobbling up all the resources that we have. And we say we could blow up this whole world 1,000 times and still have more military left. So and we funding the wrong things. Other countries are funding their education, are funding their medical, are funding their housing. That's why when you go overseas, I'm gonna tell you something. You can go to some countries, they get free health care, they get free education, they get it's like okay, I take a country. You take Costa Rica, they give free education. When I mean free education, you can go to a university for free.
Even in Cuba.
So
Even in
this
Cuba,
is
Lee.
exactly. So we waving the flag like we the greatest. No, we're not anymore. We're the most racist country in this planet. And so we big, we number one for racism. We number one. You got North Korea, that Kim Jong-un, he don't have racism because everybody is treated the same trash. So we talk about this country like it's so great. It is not. We're a long way from greatness. We never had greatness. We never were great. We were racist. We were separatists. We treated each other like we were the less of us, the ones that had less. We treated them like dogs. So we had slaves in this country when other countries didn't have slavery during the time that we had slavery, but we had slaves in this country. We was importing. Our biggest import was slaves. So for us to say this is a great country, I wouldn't live anywhere else. No one, and not everybody want to live here. Not everybody wants to come here. See, we thinking everybody wants to come to this country. Not everybody wants to come here. You know, you closing the borders. We closing the borders like everybody trying to get in. It's people trying to leave. When these people from foreign countries go to school here, they go right back to their own home, their own country. Yes, they take advantage of these laws because it works for them. And for the ones who are going to take it back to their own country. You know, people come here, a lot of people come here on a plane, and I'm going to tell you like this, a lot of people come here educated already. They come here, take advantage of the opportunities, and they get back on their plane and they go back to their country.
Well, let me just throw this in here, Lee. That's what the orange man is pushing. He's pushing strong man. So it makes everybody feel if we have a great military, then we're the greatest. And it's more to life than just having the best military. And I really believe that's why they're slamming the LGBT community also, because they always fight for rights also. That's a big group, and they fight for their rights, and they're getting their rights. And I really believe that's why they're so against them, because they're definitely against the LGBT group along with any other ethnic group. And James, I'll let you go ahead and take it on in.
Well, you know, it's kind of interesting to see how the discussion, how it has gone. No, we're not treated as equals. And I just got that question. There are people here and around about us, even in our local, are we being treated, and are we being treated the right way with the infrastructure program that came and the funding that came down? I go to some places and I still see raggedy streets, the same raggedy streets that I've seen year after year, time after time. I mean, the resources are just sucked up, and where are they going? We got to keep an eye on this, because you pay taxes, all y'all pay taxes. And not just paying taxes. It's just look at the policies that are thrown at us. Why is it always our community? Why is it always our community that suffers and that have a problem, and we go through the things that we do? And I'm just hoping, folks, and I'm rooting and I'm praying that we get an opportunity to really just show the world that, hey, we're not going for it, but once we get you in there, Madam President, there's some things that got to be straightened out. And that's what I'm rooting for, a good Congress and a good executive branch, that we can do the things that need to be done for the people. Listen, this is the MacMan Morning Show, WKRA 92.7 on your FM dial. Each and every weekday morning, we're here at 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 o'clock on the East Coast. We're here, and we're going to be here again on tomorrow with another wonderful day of broadcasting. We want you not to forget, please don't forget Friday, Kiana Belcher will be here and giving us all of the tea and all of the things that we want to know about what's going on in the village of Dalton. We're looking forward to that. We're looking forward to our election day coverage that we're getting ready to have on election night. We're going to be talking a little bit more about that. But for everyone from the McMahon Morning Show, that goes for Dr. J, our executive producer, our chief correspondent, I said what I said, and Brother Lee, our chief contributor. I'm McMahon, James Mack, and we'll be back on tomorrow on the McMahon Morning Show.
Is a man named on the show.